Thank you for joining me for another RV interview. I'm here today with Darynda Jones from the Charley Davidson series. Darynda, hi.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining me. It's kind of a warm day to be sitting in an RV, I know.
That's okay.
So we're just going to talk very casual, not so much about the awesome books. Let the readers get to know the author a little bit better.
Sounds good.
So I wanted to ask you first, do you have any like major comfort foods you like to eat when you're writing?
Mainly just coffee. I just gotta have coffee.
Well, I have coffee with everything all the time, constantly.
Yes, I have a lot of chocolate in my coffee, so that helps.
You drink, so you don't drink the decaf, right?
No, I did for a while, and because I was trying to be healthy, but no, I don't think it matters.
I go half and half. Then I feel like I'm being halfway healthy.
Yeah.
So it's not as caffeinated. I'm not jittery real bad at the end of the day, but I'm getting some at least.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So what do you think, if you weren't a writer, what do you think you would be doing?
I would be a graphic artist, probably.
Nice.
I've always wanted to be an artist. I can't draw or anything.
Yeah, well, graphic to kind of
yeah. So, but yeah, that was my second dream, probably. But probably what I would be doing. My day job was a sign language interpreter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was an interpreter for many years. My eldest son is deaf, so.
So you just with him or with a school? Or?
With schools, with freelance, with every event you can think of, yeah.
Well, that's fascinating. I bet that's come in handy sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so your youngest son is deaf?
My oldest son
Your
is deaf.
oldest son is deaf. How many kids do you have?
Two.
Two kids. Boys?
Two boys.
See, I have three boys.
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
If you're making boys, you just don't make girls.
Right, yeah.
So I have three boys, and then my youngest boy has three boys. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need
my
someone
oldest
to
has
have a
boy.
girl for me.
Yeah.
So, my good friend of the family has a daughter, and she's like my pseudo granddaughter. She's the same age as my middle grandson. And she asked me, she calls me Rory, and she said, "Rory, are you my grandma?" I said, "I'm your pseudo grandma, Ruby. Can you say pseudo?" And she said, "You're my pseudo grandma." I said, "There, you got it. That's right."
Awesome.
So I have a good question for you here. You have a funny story about writing mystery, and I want to know what this funny story is.
Okay, well, so before my books came out, so I didn't know where I was going to be shelved or anything like that. I had turned in the first three. I turned in the third book, and my editor called me. She never calls me, so I knew something was wrong.
Right, yeah.
And she's like, "Trina, this is a good book, but," she's like, you're going along, and we think it's this guy, that he's the bad guy, and we're going along, and it's the guy, and we get to the end, and it's the guy." She's like, "It can't be the guy. You write mystery." And I'm like, "I write mystery? I had no idea." So I had to go back and rewrite that whole book.
You had to add some mystery because you were writing mystery.
I didn't know it couldn't be the guy. So yeah, that's my funny story. That's how I found out I write mystery.
So you were writing it thinking it was just like a contemporary, not knowing it was all...
Yeah, paranormal, urban fantasy type.
Right.
I didn't know.
You know, sometimes
now I do.
when they categorize my book, sometimes in reviews, they'll say romantic suspense, and there's really no suspense, because when I'm writing a bad guy, like you said, everybody knows who he is right off. I don't try to fool anyone.
Yeah.
My whole thing is just how they're going to work it out.
That's
what you thought you were doing,
and
then they said
more like a suspense thing than a mystery, and apparently.
Well, there's probably a really good mystery going on. Yeah. Maybe whoever was reading it they were going down 3 or 4 different tracks and knew how easily that could be.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's nice that she told you, because now look how successful you are, and it's all on that awesome story.
Yeah, thank you.
That's really cool. Well, thank you for being here today. I really appreciate it. This was fun.
Yes, very.
And I know readers are going to love it when we share this RV interview footage.
Thank you.